Karl and David on the walk and talk.
Oh yeah.
In David's words, 50 years stay together.
50 years, stay together.
Always.
So you guys are 5 years in on the men's volleyball team and 4 years in of being roommates.
Yep.
Do you guys ever get sick of each other?
Sometimes.
I feel like rarely though.
Yeah, like very rarely.
Yeah.
I mean, like, at the end of the day, like we've lived with each other for 4 years now, so we just found ways to continually to love each other.
Yeah, and like.
We love each other. That's so
Yeah, and with David, like, since we've known each other for so long, we just sort of know how each other operates. And we know when one of us is mad, so we'll like maybe stay away a little bit, let him cool off. We won't really like butt heads too often.
I mean, we push each other every day that's just kind of like the culture we have as a volleyball team, and like, you know, if you're just supporting each other constantly all the time, you know, you never really push each other to see what each other are capable of.
Yeah.
So sure, yeah, sometimes we butt heads and we push each other, but we know at the end of the day we're trying to get the best out of each other that we can.
Yeah.
And that's what's so exciting. That's why 5 years of that really forms a bond.
Do you think most of the competition though stays in the gym and on the court, or does it ever carry over into the household at all?
Sometimes we compete in video games all the time.
Oh, it's video games.
Yeah.
We compete beach, you know, when we play beach on the weekends. Spike ball, I mean, you name it.
Shoot some words, yeah, randomly out there that will get under your skin, you know. Happened in practice the night before, but usually it just sort of dissolves away, and whatever happens in the gym stays in the gym, and we're friends
But video
after
games,
that.
that one will last.
Yeah, no. If you're doing bad in video games, man, we let each other know. You gotta pick that up.
What's the living setup like? Are you guys down on the beach?
Yeah, this is our 4th year on the beach, and
Sounds terrible.
I think each year we've gotten closer to the ocean. This year, finally, we found a beachfront house. So.
No complaints. Yeah, no
What's going
complaints.
next year?
Oh, that's a great question.
Are you guys even going to be roommates next year?
It's not decided.
I think we're trying to figure out what we want to do with our careers. He has Wisconsin to go back home to. My parents moved out to Tennessee, so we'll see if I want to stay here and still focus on volleyball for now.
We have pro. We have to come to that decision, what we're going to do with that. Yeah, going back home. I mean, I have so many connections out here that I almost don't want to go back home because I would lose a lot of those connections that are so close to me here.
You guys are fortunate though that the sport of volleyball just offers a career beyond playing collegiate. You do have that option to go pro.
Playing professionally is one of those open doors, and I'm excited to see what's next, because I mean, you're not able to talk to agents per se, or get contracts before kind of season's done. So part of the Irvine family and part of that fun is that you get to have guys who have experienced things, and like playing professionally, you get to talk to them about how they made it. It's just a plethora of information that you get to tap into.
So that's the goal though. Keep going.
Yeah. I think as long as my body can keep up, may as well. I mean, especially you have to travel for pro. There's not that big of a pro scene in the U.S., and majority of it is on other continents, and I haven't been able to travel to a lot of the other continents, so it'd be an awesome experience, and I'd be super down.
I don't necessarily know how it works. Could there ever be a situation where you guys could end up playing together or against each other somewhere abroad, or is that too far-fetched?
It's not far-fetched at all.
It's not?
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
There's plenty of U.S. guys that are playing against each other, playing with each other on multiple different teams, so it's definitely possible.
A lot of foreign teams, you're only allowed 2 players on the court, so they tend to not pick up a lot of foreigners from the same place, like Karl's an opposite and I'm a libero, and so maybe outside as well, but there's a possibility, but they already have foreigners there, and you kind of have to prove yourself in the bottom ranks first and work your way up through the leagues, so.
Well, how about longer term goals? Volleyball can't be it, right? There's more for your guys' life out there. What's that look like?
Well, for me, I'm graduating with a degree in urban planning and public policy, and I'd like to pursue a master's in architecture. There's also joint master's programs where I could also pursue a master's in urban planning. I think I want to go and become an architect, work for an architecture firm, hopefully down the road, own a house. Don't know where yet, but.
I think I've always been interested in the camaraderie and teamwork and kind of coming through a bunch of teams through volleyball. And then now here at college for the past 5 years, I've always been drawn to kind of like a service job. So, you know, FBI, military, that firefighting, kind of in those realms, it's all about team and kind of like selflessness and fighting for each other. So that's what I've always found my passion is for.
Interestingly enough, you have a twin sister, and then you
Yes.
have 2 older brothers who are twins.
Yes.
Tell us about that family dynamic. That's pretty interesting.
Well, so my parents had my older brothers when they were pretty young, still in college, and then they tried for a girl, and I happened to come along too. So instead of 3 kids, they ended up with 4. You always had someone to play with. You always had someone who was similar with you, kind of next to you. In high school, my sister decided to graduate early, so that was kind of the first, okay, now we're all doing our own things, but it was great. Now we're kind of getting back to like, now we're graduating and reconnecting and kind of seeing what we're all doing. It's been a fun journey.
You've added Karl as a 3rd brother.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
In the process.
Yes, and plenty of guys on the team who you know I think of as family as well.
Yeah.
So.
Karl, your family's up in the Midwest still.
Actually, they just traveled out here for the last couple months.
No way.
Yeah. Staying here till I'm walking in June. So,
How cool. So
yeah.
they came strictly to watch you maybe in your last season?
Yeah, exactly.
How fun.
Yeah, so I'm super stoked about that. Mom, dad, and younger sister. Yeah, they love it. They can't. The weather's amazing out here, and it's been cold back home. Like, they're itching to get out here. Over the past 4 years, I've barely been able to see them. I would go home, see them during winter break, and then I'd see them over summer break. And occasionally, my dad would fly out for work, and my mom would fly out just to visit me. But yeah, it's super cool just being able to go to University Hills for a home-cooked meal and spend time with the family.
Well, I know as members of the program, you guys will certainly be missed. April 12th, though, however, you can still watch them play on senior night.
Yeah, last home game of the season.
Last home game. So if you guys are in the area, come on out. I know they would appreciate your support.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thank you guys so much
Always.
for coming on the Walk and Talk.
Thank you,
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.